Evzen, hello. It is
Hello.
very exciting to sit and talk to you today, and yeah, just learn a little bit more about you because I think people who watch my channel and stuff know quite a lot about me.
Yeah, I know.
But we don't know a lot about you, and we just loving your music. I've loved working with it, and I know lots of my supporters really enjoy hearing it. So yeah, let's chat about the songs and learn a bit more about you as well. So Evzen, tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been living in Australia for 30 years now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I work actually as an architect or architectural designer.
Mm.
Yeah, and but my spare time I just mostly play guitar.
Mhm.
Play guitar and write little bits and pieces. Yeah, and yeah.
That's
I
brilliant.
live quite,
So how long have you been
yeah.
playing guitar for? Can you...
I started when I was about 8 years old
Oh,
in Czech Republic
yeah.
in a local school of music
Mm-hmm.
where I went for about 5 years. I used to play classical style. Well, I played still, but then it was like I played Bach, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
One of the pieces I can briefly play, very short one. You will know, and your patrons will know it too.
Oh. Yay! Fantastic. Yeah, we definitely know that, don't we? Awesome. Yeah, and that's so lovely to hear because I think, well, I don't remember playing much Bach on the flute when I was younger, but I was certainly exposed to that music, and I think if you have that at a young age, it can really give
I
you
play a
a
lot
great
of Bach.
grounding,
I
can't it?
still know a
Yeah.
few pieces, and this one I practice a little bit because I know you've done that one yourself, the Jethro Tull version.
Yeah.
But so this is just the classical version.
Yeah, and of course that's where Ian Anderson heard somebody playing it, and that's where he kind of fell in love with it and wanted to play around with it. So, yeah, that's really cool. So, how did you find me then? I'm intrigued to know. Did you just?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I just something appeared on my screen. I don't know through YouTube, and I clicked on it like because people could do requests through your channel.
Yeah.
But what I clicked on was actually already a recorded thing from few days back. You know,
Yeah. So
and
this
then
will be the stream. Yeah.
You responded to this email, and that's how we got together. And that's how we did the Cockatoo rumba. That was the first piece that I wished that you would play this or play flute to this because I thought it might be a good idea. Actually, somebody even suggested it on the other platform that I use, which is Muse Score.
Yeah.
You know, do that, and that's how you.
Yeah, and it was so exciting because that was well, I'm just looking at the dates here, so it was February last year when we put that together, so it will have been kind of end of 2020 when that happened. And it was just so exciting to get your message because flute and guitar is something that I've always really enjoyed the sound of. I had a colleague that I worked with in a school who was taught classical guitar, and I just used to love sitting and listening to his pupils and what he would do with them. And I know it's a great combination, but I'd never actually had the chance to do that before or work together with somebody. So and then as soon as I heard, I got your message, like you say, and then I heard your music, and I went, yes, let's do it, because I don't know, there was just something so lovely about it. So that was how our first collaboration came about. Which leads us...
did the video to it.
That's it, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So what I thought we'd do is go through all the songs, and well, pieces really. They're not songs, are they? They're pieces. And just chat about how they came about and you know, what our thoughts on them. So the first one was Cockatoo Rumba. Shall we have a little listen? I'm going to see if I can get this to work. Okay, by the magic of technology. Ooh, so this was the very first one. Let's put it back at the beginning and have a quick listen. Fab. So we might put a little bit of that on more later on if we want to. But just so from your point of view then, because I think it's important for people to know that it was you that approached me, and B, all of these tracks have come about from your writing initially. So you've written the guitar parts first, and then I've put the flute parts to them. So tell me about your about this one. Where did it come from, and what was your inspiration?
Well, we have lots of cockatoos around our house all the time, you know.
No, so, that's just magic. When you said that to me, I was like, wow, I can't imagine that.
So that's why maybe cockatoos were on my roof while I was playing it or writing it or something, you know. That's why I gave it that name.
Brilliant. And was there, did the rumba come first, or was it just something that you started playing and you thought, oh yeah, this is a kind of rumba feel? Or was it a conscious decision to do that? Or
no conscious decision. Okay. Whatever I write or compose, it just comes by itself.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever write anything. I just sit and play something, and then something comes up with it, and if I follow it, then it might end up as a piece, good or short or something. But
yeah, and that's
often it happens when I practice other people's pieces. I try to learn it, and then halfway through it, I get some other idea which may be related to this, or something completely opposite to this. And then I just won't practice it properly. The other person's
abandon that.
Then that way, sometimes it just happens by itself.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And I mean, because
I record them, I take this little mobile phone, put it here on my guitar, and I play. I press record on it. It's just voice recorder. It's full quality. But I got these initial ideas all there, and then eventually, after it's kind of close to finishing, I may write it on music score. Which is very good.
Which is a music, for anybody who's wondering what that is, that's a notation software. So that's where you can actually put the dots down.
And it will play back. So you can by ear tell that that's what you wanted to write. So that's what I like about it. And you can also slightly modify the instruments. For example, if I will write it and then change it into flute, I can say,
very useful.
Do it. Very useful.
Exactly. It's useful to do things. One is getting the ideas down and writing them down. And two is have been able to kind of mock up a little bit of what it might sound like. And when I've been putting my parts to it, that's how we've done it, isn't it? I've then written my part onto MuseScore and sent it back to you and said, what do you think? And we've played around like that. But no, just hearing your kind of process of actually getting ideas underway is really interesting, because I think, as you know, I've been composing for a lot less time than you have, and it's finding your feet, isn't it, and what works for you. And I think that's really interesting that you can sometimes get an idea from when you're playing another piece. Yeah, but I definitely advocate for having the voice memo thing and just quickly record it. I've got loads of little voice memos. I think most composers do.
And you can do it everywhere. You don't have to be in front of computer or something.
Exactly. Yeah, because you'll find there's an idea
or whatever, you know.
Yeah, you'll find the ideas just come to you, and you have to get them down.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you forget it. If I don't record it, next day, you might be lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so great. Yeah, no, and so this was so as soon as I got this, what has really gripped me about working with your music is that I've found it so easy to work with. And
maybe like because it's not complex, not complicated. Yeah. It's relatively simple, even though it has quite a few chords in it. It's not a 3-chord piece. There's maybe 10 chords, but you know, it's melodical. It's not. Yeah.
Exactly.
Really,
it really appeals to my kind of style as well.
Sort of,
very easy to. And I found this first one really easy to write, and just it was so. What I loved about this one of all 4 of them, I think, is the most lyrical, and I think it really reflects the Cockatoos because they are quite lively and cheeky. And I know you've said that they make a bit of a racket sometimes.
They do.
But they're beautiful, aren't they? And I think that's what I got from really when I put the video together. I just thought these are such beautiful birds, and they're so gentle as well, in a sense. You know, and I just thought your music really captured that. There's a playfulness, but there's a very lyrical, gentleness about it as well. And I really like that middle section because I think this was your suggestion actually, because we've got the melody, obviously the main melody, and then there's a middle section where I've written another like a counter melody, and the guitar kind of takes the melody over, and I really love that. I really love that section. I don't know if I can find it now.
The middle section, yeah. What I've done, well, basically the flute, I think, plays the bass there, or
yes, well, but I have a separate kind of melody going on.
Part of it, you know.
I don't know if I can find it. So that's the end of the first melody. There it is again, because I think we do it up the octave, don't we? Here we are. So this section here. I really love this because it allowed me to come up with something that was, you know, contrasting to what we'd already done, and I just, It's really lovely to hear the guitar have more of a melodic line as well, I think. I couldn't help but put those little extra dancey bits in. Yay! It was so nice to have something that works so well in the lower octave, the flute, and the higher octave. I really love the low. Well, I love all the bits of the flute, but the you know, something that translated so well from the lower melody to the top melody was again great to work with. So yeah, awesome. Is there anything else you want to share about that one?
No. Let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one. So I've actually put these in a slightly different order to what we released them in.
That's fine.
So the next one on the EP is Kangaroo Tango. So this was August last year that this one came out. So this was actually the third one that we released, but I've put it in this order because I just felt it worked nicely in order. So shall we have a little listen to this?
Okay.
I'll have to just come out of cockatooing and go over to the tango of the kangaroo. Okay, here we go. go. Shall we? Oh, let me stop it. Shall we leave them hopping away there? So, Kangaroo Tango. Tell me about this one.
Well, I wrote this piece very quickly. Maybe just within 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
It was from the first idea to being written in a music score, and I was straight away kind of happy with it.
Did it? Yeah.
And then at one stage, I remember you wanted, and you were looking for some other piece, so I sent you this one, maybe another one, and you chose this one. And you also very quickly came up with a flute to it.
Yeah, that was insane. I've never.
That's right. And you were kind of enthusiastic about this one. So, and I said, okay, I like it. And that's how this one came about, you know.
Because you came up with the Kangaroo Association, didn't you?
I don't think so.
Was it not? Was it
your idea?
Oh, okay.
I originally called this something lockdown or something.
Okay, because this was during lockdown.
You renamed it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I remember that now. But I do remember myself this being so quick to write. In fact, it was one of those that I wrote and I thought, is that it? Have I done it? You know, does that work? Because it just literally was so easy to write.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think the kangaroo. Well, we wanted another animal, obviously, didn't we? Australian animal, and I just loved the feel of the bounce in this. There was such a fantastic bounce to it. If you really listen to the lower guitar,
little bit different style. If I were to compare it with the Cockatoo rumba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very unusual feel. And the tango, because obviously we'd had Cockatoo rumba and we'd had Wombat rock by this time as well, and then we wanted another kind of name that reflected that, and I was a little bit unsure about the tango, I have to be honest. There's a little bit in it where I'm like, yes, that's definitely tango, and the guitar part on its own, yes, just about kind of classes for a tango. So if anybody wants to dispute that, then feel free. But I don't know, I just think because of the sound of it as well, that kind of almost darker sound, for me kind of reflects the feel of a tango. But yeah, this was so lovely to work with, and I just think, like you say, a slightly different feel and a slightly different style, and something that's quite unique actually in a sense.
I think it's a bit more modern way of playing it, the guitar at least, to it, because classical way would be play something like that the bass and the trebles would go either at the same time or the bass would go first. But here it is not like that. Here the treble, the melody goes first, and the bass comes second, which is used in folk music or in a rock music. They maybe use this system, so that's and I think that's what gives it this real lovely bounce. This kind of to me, it just screams Kangaroo. And when you watch it with the video, because it's got that real spring. And I think that's probably helped by what you're saying there. Brilliant. And I know again this has been a real favorite with my my community, so it's great. And the video, so nice to explore the outback, really. I mean, you know, living across the other side of the world, just to imagine these big open, because I mean much of your country has such vast open space, doesn't it? It does.
And I suppose that's where you mostly find the kangaroos. These are not going to come in your back garden, are they?
No, not really.
So yeah,
but
I think
if you go a little bit out of town, you will see them. And be lucky if you don't hit them.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But I think the piece also has that kind of expansiveness within it somehow. You know, I think you really feel that. Excuse me, when you see those open shots, there's something about it as well that gives that spacious feel. So yeah, lovely. It was so easy. It's all I can say about that one. So there we go. Great. So then Oh, well, what do I say about this one? Well, we'll play a little bit of it first. This, I think it's fair to say, has become something of a legendary piece in my my community. This was the second one that we actually wrote together. This was back in May 2021. And this is a Wombat rock. Let's have a little listen. Okay, we'll leave him wiggling away there. Mr. Wombat. Right. Tell me about this one. This one is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun.
What to tell you about wombats? I've seen quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when I go to the snow skiing.
Okay.
They are in the bush. They are everywhere there.
Yeah. Wow. Again, it's just because I've never seen a wombat. Who
decided that it should be Wombat rock? Was it you or me?
No, I think that one was definitely you. I think that was definitely you with the wombats. Okay. Yeah. But and then thank you for introducing me and quite a few other people to these wonderful creatures, because they are, native to Australia and not a creature that I knew a lot about. But having put this together and then put the video together, I kind of just fell in love with these little creatures, and so began reading about them. And like so many of these wildlife, they are very endangered and need protection. And so that led me down that little hole, and it was great to see this one kind of really take off in popularity. So my little community raised some money for the Wombat Protection Society of Australia, which was cool. And I still have some merch available if anybody wants to go and get their own Wombat rock t-shirts. The profits from that go to the Protection Society, because just reading about these animals, I couldn't help but do something like that. So thank you for that alone, because that's been really, really interesting. But yeah, this was so cool, because to do something in this little rock and roll kind of style, which, like you said, is fairly straightforward, isn't it? But and wasn't difficult to write something to, but I think really reflects the wombat as a creature that is just, getting on with it, quite cheeky. I love the little bum wiggle on the video there. That always makes me smile. And yeah, I just think it really reflects their kind of nature, the way that they come across. And fun, just a fun piece. I don't know how it can't put a smile. It puts a smile on my face every time I play it. I just love it. So much fun. And of course I got to slide a little and do some little bits in this, which is one of my favorite things.
I've been trying to write lyrics to this.
Yes.
And make it into a song,
Yeah, because it could work brilliantly as a song as well. Yeah. It's very versatile, that rock and roll pattern. And it's certainly a catchy tune, so why not? Yeah.
I can try singing a little bit of that.
Oh, go on. Yes, go on. Let's do it.
I'll put it into D.
Okay.
The original was in C because of my voice, but see how it goes. Tell me, my friend, have you seen a wombat yet? Running in the backyard behind the shed. He comes out at night and sleeps all day in his burrow. Wombats living deep in the bush, very wild. Even though his nature is quite mild, he doesn't mind tourists from the camping ground, nor kangaroos that are hopping all around. There's a ball tonight in the bush, that's right. We're dancing Wombat Roll. We're having a ball tonight, no one's gonna fight, just dancing Wombat Roll. Oh.
Yeah, woo!
Not really. I'm not a great singer, but
but it's good. And again, it's just fun, isn't it? It's one of those, you know, you could imagine that around a campfire or something. You know, it's that's so much fun, and I think the words are nice and light and fun as well. So yeah, awesome job, Evzen, and we'll await the release of that one. Shall we go on to our last one, last but not least, and this is our latest creation, which is being released alongside the EP, and yeah, this well, let me play you a little bit, and because this is the first time you've seen the video for this as well, isn't it, Evzen?
I haven't seen it yet.
Not seen it yet, so here we go.
I'll put my glasses on for this.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. So here we go. This is the brand new track, completing the EP. This is Wild Dingo Ballad. We go. I thought I'd let you watch all of that since that's your first look at that one. Oops, yeah. There we go.
Nice. It's very brilliant. Good. Thanks. Great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and this was lovely. I just put this out there straight away. This was definitely the hardest one I found to write to, just because it's a little bit more quirky, isn't it? Has a few twists and turns there. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like a puzzle. I had to fathom it out. But anyway, tell us about it from your point of view.
Well, it took me quite a while too, because there are several sections in it, and they could repeat one way or another. And actually, how to what I sent you originally, it was too long. so it had to be cut a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer, and I think because to keep it at the similar length to the others, and also just the ideas within it.
So I think it's good that it's been cut, because if it's too long, it's just and
I didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it needed another idea really. I like the main idea, and then like the kind of quirky middle section. And tell me about the dingoes, because I had my community. I was trying to get them to guess what animal was going to be the last one, and it took them ages to get this.
Well, I was just thinking about which next animal we could use. So, but I suggested dingo. But if you had wanted to rename this into something else,
I love it because I love the fact that it's not an animal that would instantly come to mind. And I mean, you're going to know about these guys a lot more than I do, but I assume that a bit like the kangaroos, they're kind of very prevalent. But do these guys get quite a bad rap? Are people not that favourable towards them, or?
They are. Well, I've heard news that sometimes a dingo took a baby.
That one came up.
Killed it or eat whatever. It may have happened, but they are not where I live. They are in Queensland, more up north. But then of them there. So.
It was quite hard to find the footage to put the video together, but then when I did, I found all the video of them on the beach. So I assume that's something that they are. That's where they mostly are. Yeah. Wow.
Fraser Island. It's one of the places where they are. So on the beach.
Fascinating. But really good. Like I said, this one was definitely a puzzle, but I like it. I like the quirkiness of it. When I first heard you sent it to me, I thought, oh, that's a bit different. What am I going to do with that? So this was definitely a challenge, but really fun to play, really rhythmic.
And if I heard this somewhere else, I would not have been able to tell that this is what I wrote, because the flute really changed it really quite significantly. But it's what you like to do. That's fine.
It works. It's and I think it really complements the other three as well. To me, this one's closest to Kangaroo Tango, but then again, still very different. So, which is why I kind of put them in the order that I did. But I think altogether, just a really interesting mix of sounds. From my point of view, is flute, and I'm sure from you as well, guitar, like you've explained. There's some classical influence, folk influence, all the other bits. So it's a real hodgepodge of genres and sounds, and I really think that's great. There we are. The EP Life Down Under, Melodies for Flute and Guitar, is now available on Bandcamp if you wish to stream and download. And we'd love to know what you think about it. So drop us a comment either on the video, or feel free to get in touch with either of us. And thank you very much for listening.